Today it's going to be a very interesting scenario based question. So this has been asked in the TCS interview very recently. Even I felt very much excited. So looking at the scenario. So this has been asked to achieve both in SQL Server as well as in Power BI. So the interviewer asked so there is a column email. So there are email IDs, example naga@tcs.com. So he wants to see the output like this. Three columns, one the original column and employee name. The employee name that is present before at the rate symbol and company working. So from the email we have to extract you know the company TCS. For John it is Wipro. So basically we have to extract uh, the text between at the rate and dot. So this is what is the scenario that has been asked in the TCS interview. And the very purpose of my intention and my channel is preparing everybody who is preparing for the interviews very strongly, the scenario based questions that are generally asked in the interviews. So let's get into SSMS. So because my first idea is like I want to implement this particular thing in SQL Server. Say for example, so let me show you what is present in this email IDs table. So I have taken four email IDs and from this I should extract the employee name and the company working. So the functions that I'm going to work in order to achieve this is like substring and char index. So first of all, before utilizing char index, I just would like to uh, give some understanding on substring. So if I execute this particular thing, see what I have told in substring. So the column from which you have to extract the data, the starting position, and the third parameter is like how many characters that you want to extract. So if you see this from starting position 1, I have to extract 4 characters. So from the beginning 4 characters I should extract, right? So Naga, John, they are coming exactly, but if you see Kevin, because it has 5 characters, but in the substring we have specified like only 4, N is missing. Rekaraju is some text is missing. So we cannot, one thing is like we cannot hard code the substring. We have to dynamically understand the position of at the rate, and before at the rate whatever the text that is present we should extract it. So that has to be the idea. Though in order to identify the position of at the rate, I'm just using uh, char index. Char index in SQL Server gives you the position of some text. So let us understand this particular query as well. If I execute this, see at the rate position is 5 and dot position is 9. As I have told you, char index, if you want to see the complete uh, query, yeah, it is better now. So char index at the rate position is 5 and dot position is 9. See, say for example, if you see naga@tcs.com, if I start giving the numbers for each character, so if you see at the rate position is 5, dot position is 9. So what I am trying to extract, so I am trying to identify the position of at the rate, so that is 5. So I am just subtracting one character, one value, so that it brings uh, up to the name of the person. So let's go and see. Uh, so if you execute this particular thing, so yeah, this line you need to understand. Sorry, no, this line you need to understand as employee name. Substring, so the column from which we are extracting the starting position and the number of characters. So at the rate position is 5. So I am just subtracting one value. So that is 4. Just concentrate on one particular row so that we can understand, because it is same for the remaining things. So if you are looking at naga at tcs.com, at position is 5 here. So 5 minus 1 is 4. So up to naga it is fetching. Yeah, it is so simple. But when you are coming to company, then your strategy should be in such a way that, let's go back to this particular thing. Your strategy should be like, you have to bring, you have to extract the content, the data that is lying between dot and at the rate. So what you are doing here, you have to identify dot position, and you have to identify at the rate position. So based on this, we can extract uh, extract the data TCS. So if you see here, I'm finding dot position, that is 9 here, minus I am finding uh, sorry, you need to understand little carefully. So for email, so this is the whole formula for company. So substring, email is the column from which we are extracting the data. The starting position is after at the rate, right? So after at the rate, so I'm trying to find the position of at the rate plus 1 after at the rate. So how many characters I need to extract? For this I am extracting dot position, which is 9, minus uh, at the rate position, which is 5, plus 1, that becomes 6. So 9 minus 6, that is 3 characters I need to fetch, that becomes TCS. So this one you need to work out very clearly. So like this, you take one particular example, start giving some numbers, then work it out how you need to write this particular formula. So this is little bit tricky, and you have to have some understanding, not some understanding, very good understanding of substring and char index. So if you are able to understand both of them, it is very easy to write this particular code, and when you execute, so this is what is the desired output that the interviewer is asking. So I'm going to put this particular code in the description. Just you need to create one table with email and one column, uh, one table with email IDs and one column with email. So this is all the create table and insert values, and I'll be keeping everything in the description so that you just can copy paste and start working out. So that's about SQL Server. Then the interviewer was clearly telling that you need to achieve the same thing in Power BI as well. So if you come back here, SQL Server versus Power BI, substring in SQL Server is exactly equal to mid in Power BI, or sometimes left also you can use left function. But if you want to extract in between, like TCS, Wipro, such kind of text, if you want to extract, mid works out. So char index in SQL Server, which brings you the position of the character. uh, in Power BI we have two functions to do the same task, that is find and search. Find is case sensitive, search is case insensitive. So search doesn't care the case. So that is the only difference, because sometimes in the interviews they're asking what is the difference between find and search. Exactly same, including the syntax. So find is case sensitive, search doesn't care the case. That is the difference. Then if you go to Power BI, I think this one. So this is what the interviewer is asking to achieve: the email ID, employee name, and the company. So if you see the employee name, so I have used left function here. So I want to extract from the left. So email ID. So from this email ID I want to extract. Up to which I need to extract, left function has two parameters, from which column you want to extract and up to which character you want to extract. So I am dynamically identifying at the rate position again here, and -1. I don't want at the rate, and -1 up to L I need to extract. So I am dynamically identifying the position. Then I am subtracting one value that gives me employee name. So this is DAX formula for employee name. Similarly, for company also the same, actually the same. Instead of substring, we are keeping mid. Instead of char index, we are keeping find. So at the rate position I am finding +1 starting from here, which means, and I am finding the dot position subtracting at the rate position +1 value. So I'm going to keep these two formulas as well in the description, so that you can quickly refer them. And so this is one of the beautiful scenarios that has been asked in the interview. So like this we need to prepare at least uh, 30-40 scenarios, at least 50 scenarios before attending the interviews. So cracking the interview will not be a very very huge task. All the very best for your next interview. Thank you for watching.